Hi and welcome to this episode of Being Me. I'm your host Caroline Gaiduma. This episode is amazing because we are talking about pranic healing, and with me is Sagar.
Lakhani.
Lakhani,
Yes.
Yeah, second name is always the hardest. Welcome. Sagar is a pranic healer and he's here to talk to us about pranic healing. Thank you for agreeing to talk to us. And just tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've practiced, and what pranic healing really is.
Cool. So thank you for having me on, Caroline.
Thank you.
You know, we're really grateful to work together.
Yeah,
okay? I got into pranic healing in 2010. Basically, at that time, one of my good friends was unwell.
Yeah.
And actually, he was critically unwell, right? And somehow his father managed to get hold of a pranic healer to work on him whilst he was still undergoing medical treatment.
Yeah.
And his healing from then almost was miraculous.
Wow.
Right? So as soon as I heard that story, I was really, really intrigued about this concept of pranic healing. So I searched the internet and you know, I was lucky to find that we have pranic healing training being provided in East Africa. And so I went ahead and learned pranic healing in 2010. And ever since I've been involved in the school.
Yeah.
And I offer healings to clients who need help.
Yeah.
At the same time, I do healings for my family and friends who also need help.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Now, the fundamental basis for pranic healing is that each one of us have an energy field around us. Right now, you may be asking, how does this work or how does this happen?
Yeah.
Now, on a very day-to-day experience, sometimes you're just standing. Someone comes and stands behind you.
Yeah.
You don't have eyes at the back of your head, but you feel like someone is behind you. Someone is in your presence, right?
Yeah.
And what we typically say is someone is in our aura, right?
Oh, I see.
So surrounding each one of us, we have an energy field or an energy body. This energy body serves as the mold or the blueprint for our physical health, our emotional health, our psychological health, and our spiritual health. So if our energy is not flowing naturally, then one of these four parts, or two or three of these four parts, or even all four, will get affected in our life.
Yeah. And so given that you've given us a very good idea of really what makes us up, how does pranic healing come in, or what is pranic healing now?
Okay, so fundamentally, in each one of us, we have energy which flows, right? Now, the principal basis is that our bodies have the ability to heal themselves, right?
Yes.
Whether you're a pranic healer or non-pranic healer, your body has the ability to heal itself.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes if there's a external factor or internal factor contributing to disease, if the rate of deterioration is faster than the rate the body can heal itself, then the body will struggle to heal itself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so what we do is we try and put the body in a state where it can heal itself. Now, how do we do that? The reason the body was not able to heal itself in the first place, the reason the body felt sick, or the reason the person had emotional problems in the first place is because there are energy blocks. Right? So the energy blocks in the energy body.
Yeah.
Now, this energy body is controlled and regulated by something which we call chakras. These are energy centers.
Yes.
These energy centers, they feed our organs with energy.
And where does this energy come from? Let's start from there. So if our bodies are being fed by energy coming through to the chakras, where is the energy coming from?
The energy is all around us. Right? And the fundamental source of this energy is the sun.
The sun?
Yes, and that's why traditionally, if you look at some of the ancient religions and spiritual practices, they would worship the sun, right?
Yeah.
So the sun is the primary source of energy, and then the air absorbs some of this energy, the earth absorbs some of this energy, and we absorb it from the air and the earth.
Wow.
Yes.
So when the energy is blocked, then that causes a malfunction in our systems on all the levels you've mentioned.
Yes.
Okay.
And so in pranic healing, we basically use our hands to work and remove these blocks. Now, one of the amazing things is that the founder of pranic healing, his name is Grandmaster Choa Kok Sui, he did so much research on the different physical, emotional, psychological conditions, he found that each condition had a certain energetic pattern or mold. So when we heal someone, the healing is very, very specific to alter that negative energetic mold, which is causing disease, to a more physical energetic mold. So we use our hands to remove the energy which is dirty, which is stuck, which is blocked. At the same time, we use our hands to put fresh energy into that place. So when that place has fresh energy, it's able to heal and regenerate much, much faster.
Wow.
Yes.
And where does this energy go? Like if you remove the negative energy that's causing maybe disease, where does it go? So
in healing, we typically use water and salt in the water. So we call it a disposable salt basin, right? So you'd have a basin, we'd put about 1 liter of water, we'd put salt in there. Typically, water has absorbing energies. That's why when we go for a shower, after the shower, not always are we dirty, but usually we come out, we say, I feel fresh. Because a substantial amount of the dirty energy in our aura gets absorbed by the water. The salt breaks up the energy. That's why, for instance, if you go to Mombasa or you go to the beach, you generally feel very good, very relaxed, because there's so much salt in the air. It breaks up the energy. So we remove the energy and throw it into the salt basin.
Wow, so describe for us a session of pranic healing. What happens in the session?
Sure, so there are typically 2 scenarios, right? One scenario is someone comes into our healing center. So they would come in, they would give us their medical diagnosis, the symptoms they're experiencing. And from there, we know exactly what protocol to apply, right? What steps to follow in the healing. And then they have the choice of sitting down or lying down. And then we just ask them, you know, mentally say, I'm really receptive to this healing energy. And, you know, if you want to just look around, you can do that. If you want to sleep or close your eyes and relax, you can do that. And then we apply treatment for about 30 minutes for mild conditions. For more chronic conditions, it can go up to about an hour. In all of this, we don't touch the patient. Okay, we basically just move our hands around the energy of the patient and around these energy centers. And then after 1 hour or 30 minutes, once the healing is done, you know, we get some feedback from the patient. If it's a chronic case, then the idea is to do several treatments. If it's a simple case, in many cases, 1 healing is sufficient.
Wow.
Now the alternative is we have people who want to do distance healing. Right, for several reasons. One reason is people now are being more careful with COVID, so they don't want to move around. Another reason is, let's say someone is, you know, working and can come in during our working hours. So they can be at work. You know, we schedule a time. A few minutes before the healing, I'll send a message, say, hey, be ready. And all they do when the healing is about to start is mentally say, I'm receptive to the healing, right? And then we apply the healing, or I'll apply the healing. And once the healing is done, I'll get in touch again. And the interesting thing is, you know, patients respond just as well to when we heal them at the healing center here and when we heal them at a distance.
Wow. So as a healer, you visualize the person and the person doesn't have to do anything, but they just need to be present, like maybe sit still, or what happens?
They don't even have to sit still, because for instance, if you're in the office, you may not have a chance to sit still. Right? You may still have to move around. But as long as mentally, you know, they've set an intention to say, look, someone is healing me, I'm going to be receptive to the healing, it tends to work.
Wow.
Yes.
That's really interesting, you know. And energy, a lot of us are not familiar with energy work. We are not familiar with how energy works. And before we started the interview, you said that there's a way that you can help people to actually be conscious of energy.
Yes.
So what is the tip that, you know, you can help them right at home?
There's actually, it's not really a tip, it's more a practice which we do with people who want to experience and feel energy. And if it's okay, we can do it right now. It will take literally 3 minutes. Right? And our audience, wherever they are, may participate in this short practice. Right? So the first thing everyone needs to do is just be a bit relaxed. Okay, maybe you can do this with me. Okay? Relax. Okay? Press the center of your palm.
On both hands?
Yep. Just keep pressing it. Now while you do this, keep your tongue connected to the roof of your mouth. Okay. Press your fingers like this. Now what we're doing is we're basically activating energy centers which we have in our hands, which are going to help us to feel this energy. It's like we're tuning in. You know, like in the with the radio analog, you try and tune in to the frequency.
Yeah.
Well, this is what we're doing. We're trying to tune in, okay, to this energy. Okay. Great. Next, place your hands about 3 inches apart. Relax. Imagine your hands are like a feather. Now, close your eyes if you wish. Do some gentle breathing. Inhale gently. Exhale gently. Now as you do this, be aware of the center of your palms. Now to really feel this energy, we're going to take it slow. Continue to breathe. Relax, do not try too hard. Now very slowly and gently move your hands away and then bring your hands together. Again, gently move your hands away. Slowly bring your hands together. Just gently be aware of what's happening to your palms. Move your hands away. Now bring them together again. One more time, move your hands away. And bring them together. Now I would like you to share with me what you felt.
Wow, it felt like the closest I can explain is like water, you know, like the way you feel some pressure.
Okay, so pressure?
Yeah, pressure. And when I'm bringing them together, it feels wavy, flowy,
Wavy.
like water.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the temperature? Did it feel warm?
It felt warm. It felt like the way my body would feel. Yeah.
Excellent. So that pressure you felt between your hands is
Yeah.
actually the energy or the energy field between your hands.
Wow.
Yeah. And now every person can do this. Every
Yeah.
person, wherever they are, can do this simple experiment.
Yeah.
And within 2 or 3 minutes, have a certain realization
Yeah.
that there is an energy field or there is something which they're not able to see.
Yeah. And it just felt very subtle,
Yes?
but it's there, like it's undeniable.
Yes. It's more subtle than air.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It really is. And at some point you might feel, is it me thinking or is it real? But I could feel like the more you told me to do it, the more I became present to it and familiar with it.
Lovely.
Wow. So how do you actually feel the energy field of your patients?
Yes.
And how do you differentiate your energy field and that of the, because it felt like at some point when I brought it closer, I felt as if there's a merging of something, you know, like the way a wave would hit another and overlap.
Yes.
I felt that sense of pressure, if I may call it.
Nice, because what happened is the energy of one hand
Yes.
and the energy of the other hand
Yeah.
had an interaction,
Yeah.
and that's why you felt the merging.
Yes.
Right? Now, this is the basis of how we call it scanning in pranic healing. Right? So we're able to scan the energy field of our patients. Through scanning the energy field of the patient, we're able to identify which area has blocks, which area has too much energy because of a block, which area has too little energy because of a block. And how would we be able to distinguish or separate my energy from the patient is intention. So if my intention is very clear that in this particular moment I'm trying to feel the energy of the patient, then my energy doesn't really get mixed up in it.
Wow.
Now, once I feel the energy, it's like going to a doctor, right? You go to the doctor does your examination, and then he provides the treatment.
Yeah.
It's the same way. We feel the energy, that gives us an indication of what treatment we need to apply.
Yeah.
So the treatment is very specific.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Time has run so fast, and now we have to go on a break. But when we come back, I want you to tell us a little bit about the relevance of pranic healing right now, especially that we are going through a pandemic, and also some of the experiences you've had, and a little bit about you know, what your organization does and what you do. So our dear viewer, I hope you're learning so much. I hope you're practicing. Please go and practice how to feel energy so that you can know where you end and where your neighbor begins. And you know, as you do that, let's go on a break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Being Me, a self-awareness toolbox where we talk about all the healing and wellness modalities that will help you safeguard your emotional and mental well-being. And on today's episode, we are talking about pranic healing, and Sagar is here telling us everything we need to know about pranic healing. As we were on the break, you mentioned something very powerful about us and being aware of who we are, because I feel like the more aware we are about who we are, the more, you know, our wellness expands, the better we feel, and the more expansive we are. So, and I'm sure pranic healing, as you've mentioned, somehow takes people there with the courses that you do. But before we talk about the courses that you do, tell us a little bit about this period, COVID. You know, we're talking about people maintaining their health or others getting better. How does pranic healing come in to help people?
Wow, that's a great question.
Yeah.
So I think the way we look at it, there are many angles to it. Okay, so there is the very direct angle of preventing, you know, ourselves from getting infected. So what are the factors that go into this? The primary factor is making sure our immune system is strong. Yes. Right? Yeah. Now, the primary factor involved in enhancing our immune system is our energy level. Yes. Right? Yeah. So if our energy level is low, we become more susceptible to infection, to disease. If our energy level is strong, then our body has the tools, it has greater resistance to be able to fight it off. Yeah. Now, the second thing is, just the other day I was reading an article on the BBC where they say that one of the key things they find in curing or in people who recover from COVID is the T cells, or what we call the T lymphocytes. Now, what we offer is we offer a certain meditation called the meditation on twin hearts, which is a very interesting meditation. But one of the effects of the meditation on twin hearts is it stimulates the thymus gland. Wow. And when the thymus glands get stimulated, then the T lymphocytes get stimulated. Yes. So in that as well, we're able to fight the infection, right? Yeah. Now, what if someone comes to us once they've already contracted the infection? Yeah. What can happen? Yeah. Several things. Number one, as soon as someone comes in with such a condition, they're in a state of fear. Yes, they're in a state of anxiety. Yeah. So the first thing is we try and heal the stress and anxiety. Because when they're in a more calmer state, you know, the body will be able to heal better. Number two, a lot of cases of COVID, the lungs get affected. Yes. So that's why people need to get put on the ventilator, because the lungs can't function for themselves. Yeah. So what we can do is we have a very specific technique for strengthening the lungs, to regenerate and strengthen the lungs. So this allows the person much faster to be able to breathe for themselves. Yeah. And in addition to that, we can continue to enhance and strengthen the immune system. Yeah. Right. So when these three things get put together, you know, healing the emotional state, strengthening the lungs, enhancing the immune system, then the body gets healed much, much faster. Right? Yeah. But then there's also the secondary factors, meaning today people are working more from home. Children are at home. Yes. There's financial stress. Yes. There is fear and anxiety. Yeah. Now, in essence, what happens is, let's say you work in an office. The office is stressful. Yeah. The stress energy of your work stays in the office.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why sometimes when you come into the office, you're feeling okay, but as soon as you step into the office, you get edgy.
Yeah.
Right? So that's stress energy.
Yeah.
So stress is not in the mind. Stress is energy which is around us. When we come in the presence of it, our mind interprets it and makes us feel stressed.
Stressed,
right?
yeah.
Now, imagine doing the same thing at home. Home is supposed to be a place of rest, recreation, relaxation, regeneration. But at home, we're working with stress.
Yeah.
You know, our boss still expects us to do whatever we need to do.
Yeah.
So that stress energy builds up in the home. So even the space, which is our safe house for regenerating and relaxing, is no longer there. It's a stressful place.
Yeah.
Right? So one of the things we do is we can teach people, again, this meditation on twin hearts. This meditation on twin hearts has a really nice cleansing effect of stress energy, fear energy, negative emotional energy.
Yeah.
So what happens is you don't carry your work everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't carry your problems everywhere.
Yeah.
Because you have a cleansing effect of these.
Yeah. And it's something that interesting you mentioned. It's like the way we take a shower every day. We are maintaining our bodies. We want to feel fresh and energized. The same, that meditation is like an energetic shower.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, every day we have a shower. If we don't have a shower, we feel dirty.
Yeah.
But our being is not only physical. Our being is energetic as well.
Yeah.
And if we don't take care of our energy body, the energy body is going to get dirty.
Yes.
Right? So the meditation helps to keep the energy body clean.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly enough, when the energy body is clean, it serves as the blueprint for the physical body. So when the energy is taken care of, the body is taken care
The
of.
body is taken care of. That's amazing. So what are some of the things that you have seen resolved in the 10 years that you've been in pranic healing? What are some of the things that you've seen resolved, and how fast?
Wow, this is now this is what I was sharing you before, right?
Yeah.
I hope I can remember the right stories and the right experiences, because in reality there's very little I've seen not resolved, right? Because we're treating energy, almost all conditions, physical, emotional, psychological, can be healed. And I'll give you a story. I'll give you a few stories of events which have taken place just in the last 2-3 weeks, right? So you can see it's very real, right? Number one is a gentleman called me up from another city, right, 4 days ago. And he says, I've not been able to sleep for almost 2 weeks. I'm really stressful. Now this person is in a managerial position, right? Really stressful, really anxious, and I'm low on energy. I can't get things done. Right? So with 2 distance healing sessions, he called me up and he said, man, I feel so joyful. I feel on top of the world.
Wow.
Right? So this is huge for many of us today, because you know, if you're in a managerial position, you know, you're leading people, you have to be empathetic, you have to be compassionate, you have to have the energy for it. So this was a really good example of how in a very short time, you know, someone can get healed and things can change. But this was a simple case, right? You have even chronic cases, you know, from let's say, like with ladies, we have fibroids, right? This is very, very common. So just the other day, I had a lady who's been getting treatment for fibroids. Within 1 month, she had 2 fibroids. Within 1 month, we were able to completely eradicate one fibroid and minimize the other fibroid to half. Right?
Wow.
So this was really amazing for her. No treatment, just energy healing.
Wow.
Right? And then I've had colleagues, for instance, who've even treated really chronic cases like cancer. Now this is what we need to keep in mind. The severity of the condition dictates how long you need to heal. Right? So mild conditions, backache, neck ache, shoulder pains, headaches, a little bit of stress, those get treated very quick, maybe 1, 2, 3 healing sessions. All right? More chronic conditions, hypertension, diabetes, cancer, these may take longer, you know, maybe 2-3 months, maybe 4-5 months. So how long depends on the criticalness of the condition.
Yeah, of course, because it built also over time.
Exactly. Now I'll share with you another story which for me is even more powerful than the 2 stories I've shared. There was a certain gentleman who about 1.5 months ago got a stroke, right? And he lost his vision and he was unable to move. Now, 2 healers started working on him. Now, the crazy thing is these 2 healers, although they learned the course, they didn't really practice much, right? So they came and asked for some tips on what techniques they can apply. And they started healing this person. Within 1 month, this person is able to see. Even the doctors are amazed. Within 1 month, this person is able to walk. So for me, this is really powerful because you have people who learned it, didn't practice it, but still retain the skills within their hand to be able to help someone in times of need.
Wow. And you said something powerful again, that pranic healing is for anyone and for everyone. Everybody can do it. Tell me about that. You know, how is it? Because we see, like if you're to be a doctor, you're told not everybody can be a doctor. You have to go through these courses, you have to know this, you have to be of this intellectual capacity. How come pranic healing can be done by anyone?
Because the founder of Pranic Healing is a genius, right?
Yeah.
So his vision was that in every household, there should be a pranic healer, right? Because it supports physical health, emotional health, mental health, spiritual health.
Yeah.
And he designed a course, which is the introductory pranic healing course, which anyone can learn. It takes 2 days. And within 2 days, you get the essential skills you need to heal almost all conditions, right?
Yeah.
So as I gave you the story of this person who had stroke, one of those healers was a basic pranic healer. They'd just done the level 1 pranic healing course.
Yeah.
So the course is done in such a simplistic way that sometimes students are left wondering, is this how simple it is?
Yeah.
But you know, in reality, we all know that power is in simplicity.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
So this is our goal, you know, to reach as many people as we can.
Yeah.
And really to make people realize you don't have to be gifted. You don't have to have any spiritual, you know, gifts or talents or innate talents to be able to heal.
Yeah.
All you need to do is have a willingness, a desire to want to heal. Number one, yourself. A lot of people come in because they want to heal themselves.
Yeah.
So we teach people how to heal themselves. And number two is how to heal loved ones, family and friends.
Yeah.
And this becomes a great companion to an urban lifestyle. So it's not like you come and learn and then you become a healer. You can if you wish, but you can carry on your normal lifestyle and have this tool with you to support you whenever you need it.
Definitely. To like maintain your health and also heal yourself and your family.
Exactly.
So what are you doing in East Africa? Because I know you are heading Pranic Healing Foundation in Africa, in East Africa.
Yes.
What are you doing to reach as many people as possible, and where can people come and learn about pranic healing? Okay,
so I serve as the general manager for the East African Foundation. We have centers in Nairobi, we have centers in Mombasa, we have centers in Arusha. Our mandate is to try and reach as many people as we can in East Africa.
Yeah.
And how? The two fundamental bases is number one, to teach them how to meditate, because that already starts becoming part of the maintenance of their emotional and physical health.
Yeah.
And then number two is to get them to heal and learn the courses. Because, you know, let's say someone is unwell, they can keep coming to me for healing. They can keep coming to a pranic healer for healing. But at some stage, it's much more powerful if they can heal themselves.
It's true. And if they can have that also for their families, because sometimes, and I'm seeing in this period, for example, COVID is not insured.
Yes.
You know, and if people had this skill, they would not be afraid. Like part of their fear would be, you know, would be eradicated because they know at least I have something that I can do.
Exactly. So part of what we've been offering a lot recently is healing for strengthening the immune system, but also doing meditations, really focusing and targeting on our immune system.
Yeah. And where are these meditations happening?
We do these meditations online via Zoom. So it would be a case of someone wanting to meditate, just getting in touch with me.
Okay.
And I would get them in touch with the platform, and they're welcome to join and meditate.
Yeah.
The meditation is open to all.
So they can reach you through us.
Yes.
So, you know, if you need to reach Sagar, we'll give you the contacts. Just message us or drop your request in the comments and we'll send you his contacts. And he can send you a Zoom link for the meditation. So what's your parting shot to the viewer? My parting shot is that within each one of us, we have so much potential. Yeah. Right? We have
each one of us has dreams, goals, and aspirations.
Yes.
And what comes in the way of us reaching our dreams, goals, and aspirations is either physical health, emotional health, psychological health. But if we can take care of those, then what is to stop us from having an incredibly enriching, deeply meaningful, deeply joyful life?
Yeah.
Right? And honestly, I've met very few people who carry that energy around them. But it shouldn't be the case, right? We should all be able to heal ourselves and have a much more deeply meaningful lives.
Yeah.
And the knock-on effect of this is really just a much better world.
Definitely.
Right? Because in essence, if I feel good, if I'm healthy, if I'm in a better emotional state, I'm going to radiate this.
Yes.
And if more people radiate this, the world is going to be a beautiful place.
Yeah, it's going to be the heaven on earth.
And by the way, as you say heaven on earth, that is one of the way the founder has expressed the vision and the mission of this organization, which is now in over 150 countries, is to have heaven on earth.
Yeah, and we are creating it one step at a time.
Exactly.
By sharing information like this, and we are so grateful that you have allowed us into your space and shared with us this powerful healing. I'm hoping to to be healed today at some point.
Sure.
So thank you so much. We are really grateful. And for you, dear viewer, thank you for joining us. Thank you for keeping it here, commenting, liking, sharing. Please don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification button so that you can get all our episodes and share with family and friends, because these modalities are here to help you safeguard your mental and emotional well-being and therefore give you a fulfilling life. And this has been an amazing episode on Pranic Healing. And until the next episode, I've been your host, Caroline Gaiduma, and it's bye-bye.